What's up, team? Welcome to the video. We are in the backyard of my Airbnb and nice little garden, as you can see. I have a question in my inbox that I wanted to answer because it's relevant for a lot of us. So I'll just paraphrase this for you. It says, I have a client, she's been lifting for years, gym buff, eats around 1,400 calories per day, and she says that she burns 2,500 calories on days she goes to the gym. My gut instinct is that she needs to be putting those 2,500 calories on her gym day back in, and that she's plateaued because she isn't feeding her body those 4 to 6 days a week when she's working out. Am I correct? Should someone be putting back what they burn when they're already in a calorie deficit on 1,400 calories a day? I've always wondered this myself. Appreciate your insight. So there's a few things going on here. First, we don't have very good science for estimating calorie expenditure. Heart rate monitors have been shown to be not super accurate. We just don't have a good way of knowing, especially when weight training, how many calories you're actually burning during that session, other than like paying attention to intake and paying attention to weight loss progress and then backing into an estimate. But that just lets you estimate total calories burned rather than specifically the calories burned in a workout. So when I first read this, I thought it said 2,500 calories burned in the workout, which would be insanely high. Rereading it, she's saying 2,500 calories, like her total daily energy expenditure, including her workout calorie expenditure, which, doesn't seem completely implausible. However, the fact that and we're going to assume that when she says she's eating 1,400 calories a day, that it's been at least 3 to 4 weeks of no progress without any blow up days, without any, I'm not going to track that, actually dialed 1,300, 1,400 calories a day, because adherence is, we shouldn't assume adherence, but adherence is a place where a lot of people falter, and not intentionally, not deceitfully, but making mistakes tracking or legitimately just forgetting things that they've eaten. But for the purpose of this, we're going to assume that she's actually been eating 1,400 calories a day. You and me, the viewers, don't have context on her stats, meaning how tall is she, how much does she weigh, how much lean body mass does she have, how old is she. But for most any woman, I mean, she could be 5'1", 120 pounds, and has lost a decent amount of body fat already, in which case plateauing on 1,300 calories is completely plausible. But assuming adherence is in a good place, there is no add 1,000 calories and then you start losing more body fat. Logically, that just doesn't make sense. In the long run, it does, because when dieting, there's an adaptive component to energy expenditure. The human way of saying that is, the longer we diet, many of us begin to burn fewer calories per day as our body adjusts. There's changes in hormones, and over time, that's why you need to lower intake or increase calorie expenditure if and when you plateau in a fat loss phase and want to keep making fat loss progress. So adding 800, 1,200 calories back is something that in the long run could be beneficial. I wouldn't just throw those calories on right now, but it would very likely increase her total daily energy expenditure and make future fat loss easier. The way I do that is with a reverse diet, add somewhere between 50 to 100 calories per week, or if someone's not super concerned, with a scale jump based on carb, water intake, and maybe carb and water storage, and maybe a little bit of additional fat gain, I'll bring them straight to maintenance or do a very fast reverse diet. But for a lot of my clients, and particularly women in this situation, and especially those sensitive to the scale, what I'll do is increase calories by somewhere between 50 and 100 per week, primarily via carbohydrates, to get back to maintenance or approximate maintenance levels, which is a moving target. We're basically looking to get calories as high as we possibly can without adding body fat. So paying attention to waist measurements, paying attention to average scale weigh-ins, continue to strength train, sleep, do all the good things, and then come back and revisit fat loss when they're in a more advantageous position. So no, increasing calories is not going to help burn more body fat in the short run. However, increasing calories, and I'd recommend like not doing it all at once, very likely will increase her ability to lose body fat in the longer run. But, and I'm going to leave this up to you, Colleen, like I would, how you approach that conversation varies from client to client, right? Because you don't want to be accusatory. Is that a word? You want like her to feel open and comfortable saying like, is it actually 1,300 calories every single day for how long? Or has it been like 1 week when the scale's not moving and, you know, you had a 2,400 calorie day within that 7-day period? Does that make sense? I hope so. If you have follow-up questions, leave them below. Happy to help. I'm going to go into the city right now and box. Hit the heavy bag, do the shadow boxing, all that good stuff. Got some footwork stuff. I've been doing some work on my feet with a lacrosse ball, just because being on my toes, like the amount of jump roping I'm doing, the amount of like, you're just constantly on your toes, and my feet and ankles are surprisingly weak to this type of training. So that's what's up. I hope you guys are all well. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Please hit the like button. See you tomorrow.